What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Chef. We are back, and I believe you already know what time it is. It's time for the YAK Pod episode number 50. Now, 50 is a number which is a little bit special. And we've got a bit of a special show today. I get to do something that I don't often get to do. I get to tell you why I was wrong about something. And I'm actually happy that I was wrong about it, especially if we acquire this particular player. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. But before we do that, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe. Hit that little button down there. Turn on your notifications. Smash that like button. Share. Because you know why. You know why. It gets the algorithm on my side. And if you are enjoying this content, you do what? You want the algorithm on my side. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Now, the thing that I love about the offseason is the fact that it is difficult to find things to talk about unless you know where to look. And you also have the opportunity to double back, especially when things slow down. You have the opportunity to watch film. You have the opportunity to research players. And you have the opportunity to expand your knowledge on the sport and the players that your team is interested in, or that you believe your team should be interested in. And we're going to talk about someone who the team is very, very interested in. Now, how did I come about this topic? I came about this topic because I was looking for some information on Kool-Aid McKinstry, and we'll probably get to him later. Maybe Monday. But I was reading an article by Mike Payton. Shout out Mike Payton, A to Z Sports. And he was talking about the visits, the pre-draft visits that the Lions have had with these players. Broke down the fact that they can have multiple visits with players. The fact that they draft a lot of players that they visit with. This particular player has had 3 visits with the Detroit Lions. This particular player is Sione Vaki from Utah, DB, RB. A man after my own heart. I did the same thing that he did. I played RB and DB. All right. So, Sione Vaki has had 3 visits with the Detroit Lions. 3 of them things. He visited with them at the Senior Bowl. He visited with them at the Combine. And he came to Detroit to have a top 30 visit. Now, what is the thing that I can go back on with Sione Vaki? I was a victim of the Combine. I generally don't put too much stock in the Combine, but sometimes when the Combine comes and you haven't really done the work on a player, you look at his Combine and you go, eh. And then you decide not to do work on the player. Decide not to look at any film. You just go, meh. And that was the mistake that I made about Sione Vaki. I made that mistake. I looked at his kind of movement, athleticism, and it just didn't jump off the page for me. I'm like, this guy's a DB and an RB. He's supposed to be super athletic, supposed to be super fast, whatever the case may be. And then I was just like, whatever. I don't think we're going to be interested in that guy anyway. I believe he ran like a 4.5, 8.40, whatever the case may be. I was like, that's slow for a running back. For a safety, it's, average speed. But I put on that film. I put on that tape. And brother, let me tell you something. Sione Vaki is my new favorite player in the draft. I mean, that's pretty far, but he's up there. He is up there. And the fact that the Lions are so interested in him also makes me smile, because if that man winds up on our team, let me tell you, he is going to be a weapon. I mean, he's a running back. He's a defensive back. He's a safety. Dan Campbell has said that we are not done addressing safety. Our eyes are there. We need some help. Sione Vaki might be coming in for jobs. I don't know. Ifantu Melifonwu came on. He was finally able to be healthy for the last part of the season. Kirby Joseph had a bit of a down year. But Sione Vaki is a person that you need to get on the field. Sione Vaki is physical. He's fearless. He's relentless. I mean, watching him get off of blocks and make tackles, watching him on the blitz, watching him in the open field, man, I mean, I was just kind of blown away. And it's probably coming from the fact that I didn't like him. I decided I didn't like him because of, the combine stuff, which is it's a no-no. And I'm human. I make mistakes. That's a no-no. You don't look at the combine to judge a player. You look at the tape. You always look at the tape. But I mean, he is that dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not gonna lie to you. I am not a doubter in Sione Vaki. I want to see him on this team. I do want to see him on this team. I want him to be a Detroit Lion. I want those 3 visits to be of substance. Like, this is a guy that they like, clearly. You don't visit with someone 3 times unless you like them. The only thing that I didn't like about him as a ball carrier is he's a one-handed carrier. Like, he doesn't really brace for contact. But the reason that he doesn't, like I said, he's so physical. He's like, you remember Philip Lindsay? Philip Lindsay was like, I didn't particularly like Philip Lindsay because Philip Lindsay was too gassed. He was too juiced all the time. But like, it would be a 1-yard carry and he's just getting up, like pushing people and stuff and acting like, I'm like, dude, that's too much. You just gained a yard. Some people have to gas themselves like that. I understand that, but I did Philip Lindsay. I didn't like, but with the Sione Vaki thing, it's that offhand that he's not covering the ball with is always pushing someone away. Like, he's trying to get your hand off of him. He wants to break the tackle. He doesn't want to go down. That's what I meant by the Philip Lindsay thing. I don't really mean the attitude, because if I saw that, it was just like, I don't really like you. But man, so he'll if he doesn't change that, he'll probably do some fumbling in the NFL. And why do I talk about him? Because he's primarily a DB, right? But if you give Ben Johnson, I mean, we know Ben Johnson. If you give Ben Johnson that player, and he played a lot of running back in college, it wasn't just a few snaps here and there. One of the things that, I mean, he's a safety, right? So if he comes down in the box, he will sometimes have to cover running backs. And a good thing about him is that he wasn't just a runner. He wasn't just a wildcat quarterback, or he wasn't just a running sweeps or running it up the middle. No, he was running routes. He was running routes against defensive backs. He's running routes. So the advantage that he has is he understands the running back routes. So if you put him on a running back to cover, he understands the routes. He understands the route tree. He understands what a running back is going to run based off their alignment. He understands what a running back is going to run coming out of the backfield. He understands that. He probably is not going to get beat on a wheel route. I mentioned the 4.58 40. He has burst. He has juice. That man is running past defenders. He is running through secondaries. He is beating people down the sideline, taking off, not getting caught from behind every time. Like, this guy really surprised me. It really surprised me. And again, it's my fault. It's my fault that I was so surprised, because I made my initial judgment off of not watching him play football. I made the initial judgment of him being in underwear and running drills. I did think his hips were a little bit stiff when I was watching him in the combine. But I mean, he's very instinctive. And like I said, watching him come down on the blitz, he's like a heat-seeking missile. Like, and he'll stick his head in there to make. He's a very, very willing tackler. I mean, and it's not just receivers that, like, he's coming downhill on running backs, and he's bringing the heat. He's laying the wood. Pause. Y'all talking all this no diddy and bulge armies and all this. I'm saying pause. Okay. He's laying the wood. If you are a receiver and you come across his zone, you better have your head on a swivel, because he is hitting you. He's going to lay you out. This Sione Vaki dude is a certified beast. I'm just going to say that right now. If Detroit Lions fans, if we happen to draft Sione Vaki, you are going to get a beast of a player. I mean, just go look at his film. Just put it on and marvel. Just marvel. You know, he's 5'11", 210. So, I mean, he's got decent size. You know, whether you like your DBs bigger, he's right on the cusp of 6 foot. He's shifty, you know, as a running back. Again, when I first put the tape on and I was just watching some of the initial runs, the thing that I noticed was just the hand not covering the ball. And I was just trying to, you know, because you have to nitpick. And I was just trying to find something I didn't like. I'm like, I don't like the way he runs. And then I kept watching. I was like, I like the way he runs. You know what I mean? I like the way he runs his routes. I like this player, man. I really, really do like this player. And that's, like I said, that's the joys of the offseason, man. Just getting to find good players. And understanding why. Like, I understand why Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell like this guy. Like I was saying earlier, if you give Ben Johnson a player like this, trick plays, you know, like trick plays are, he's going to be in his bag. Ben Johnson is going to be in his bag. He's going to be able to use Sione Vaki. I mean, if he wants to go into the Wildcat bag a little bit, you got Demont, the electrician Jahmyr Gibbs, and Sione Vaki back there. Like, good luck with that. You know what I mean? Good luck opposing defenses. And then, like, having Sione Vaki and Brian Branch on the field at the same time, good luck opposing offenses. Man. It's about to be fun, man. Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. That's my best Dan Campbell. I'm not an impersonator. I don't do that well, I don't think. But that's my best Dan Campbell. And man, if they get him, hey man, good luck. Now, if they don't get him and he goes to the NFC North, which I don't want to see that man twice a year. I don't want to see him twice a year, especially if he's in the lineup playing the way that he played at Utah. He's good. He's a really good player, man. He's a really good player, and I would love to have him on the Detroit Lions. I'm caping for Vaki. You know, I'm a Vaki stan. Just, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Chef is a Vaki stan. Sione Vaki. Mr. Vak. Live long and prosper. But anyway, as always, that is all the time we have for today. If you have happened to come across Vaki's film and you agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you do not agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you have not subscribed, if you didn't subscribe on the way in, subscribe on the way out. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. If you didn't think of a friend that you could share this with on your way in, think of a friend that you can share this with on your way out. Let them know what's going down around here. Again, that is all the time we have for today. So as always, I will see you next time. Peace.